Good morning. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance for this fine Saturday. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to get your day off to a good start. And I don't think we've had this deck in quite some time. It's the Pilgrim Cards deck by Austin Repath, and Pilgrim meaning seeker. And obviously the image on the front cover shows someone on a journey. Good morning. Glad you are here, Abigail. And we'll see who else pops on shortly. So I love that there's no coordination between the names that pop up and the little number counter. It sometimes it still says 0 when there's people on here, and whatever. It's got a mind of its own. We'll just roll with it. Good morning, Peggy. Glad you are here. Awesome. People starting to roll in. So anyway, this card deck was given to me by my friend Carol, who found it at St. Vinny's, and I think it's a very cool deck in that it gives you pause. They're not your ordinary cards. It makes you think more deeply. Good morning, Cindy. Welcome. And it looks like there's someone else here who didn't roll past, so glad you're all here. Welcome, welcome. It makes you think more deeply, because sometimes the cards, as you're reading through, you're going, where is he going with this? But when you get to the end, it's like, oh, that's where he was going with this. So let's take some nice deep belly breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And you can just continue to breathe deeply and easily, filling yourself up a little more fully than you typically do as you breathe during the course of the day. And again, if you feel a little bit lightheaded, it's probably because during the course of the day you are not breathing very fully. And as I've said a bazillion times, everything moves on the breath. Good morning, Lucy. Glad you are here. So we want to be filling our lungs up fully. That's positive for our healing of our physical body. It's also positive for our healing in mind and spirit also. So again, Pilgrim Cards deck, Austin Repath, published out of Toronto. And I think this is a 2005 deck. I'm not sure. But when I received the deck and I was looking through the cards, I have to learn more about this person. He's interesting. So good morning, Pat. Welcome. I had looked him up. I Googled him. When I want to know something about somebody, I Google him. And at that point, he was in his 80s. And there were some pictures of him and his wife at various events, black tie events, etc. And I thought, you're an interesting person. I can just tell. So the card for today is starting out. Starting out. And I've seen this card recently. I can't remember if one of us pulled it during my Tuesday breakfast group, or good morning, Gwen, glad you are here, or when this came into being. And again, welcome to those of you who may have slid past as I was yapping. Oh, thank you, Cindy, for posting. There's a link to his website. Just an interesting guy. So this one is starting out. When we pulled from this deck recently, and I can't remember, it might have been on here, it might have been my breakfast group or whomever. This was one of the cards that was pulled. So interesting, it's popping up again. So what I'd like you to use as a framework for this is your life path, all right? Starting out, up early on this first day, and not at all sure you want to embark on a journey to some distant, fabled place. Why bother? You would prefer to be asleep, warm within the comfort of your day-to-day routines. Yet you start on your pilgrimage, unsure of what lies ahead or even why you've chosen to go on such an arduous adventure. Good morning, Diane. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. You only hope that, drawn forward by the lure of some far-off sacred city, you will find journey's end worth the hardships along the way. At the same time, you sense a call to some larger purpose, a call that will not be denied. Knowing that the road flows forward beyond your time of pilgrimage, just as it winds behind you through countless other lifetimes, fills you with a sense that you are a part of a great continuum. You take a deep breath, put your pack on your shoulders, and step out onto the road. So I just think this is such an interesting card. There's lots of things to dive into here. So let's start with the why bother? Why bother going on this journey at all? Why bother walking your life path? Why bother taking the more arduous routes on your life path? You would prefer to be asleep, warm within the comfort of your day-to-day routines. To me, that's talking about the people who are still in that 3D space of walking through life as if this earth walk is all there is, as if what they can take in their five senses is all there is, and not looking beyond those day-to-day routines. And I struggle and there's a lot of people who are still in that place. It's not worse or better. I mean, we don't want to scale it that way. But for me, it's very hard being with people who are still in that 3D place. I don't find I have much to have conversation with them about. I'm not too excited about talking about the weather or how we think the winter's going to be or the day-to-day stuff that people talk about. The how are you? Fine conversations. I don't enjoy those. I can do a couple of minutes of that, but then we're going to go someplace important. What are we going to talk about? The you're still asleep part of things. It is in some ways much easier to be asleep, to not be seeing the multiple levels to all of the things that are going on. Sometimes I think it is easier to see the multiple levels that things are going on. The shit show that is our Congress right now, when you can view that from a much broader perspective, I think it makes it more tolerable watching them go through all of these belches, wheezes, and coughs on their way to something. Those people who are still functioning on the 3D level don't see the on their way to something. They just see the shit show. And that can be disconcerting. That can be really disconcerting. Watching institutions collapse, big institutions that have survived much, but they're not surviving a lot of this stuff, can be pretty scary if you're at that 3D level. If you're at a 5D level where you're knowing that they have to be sacrificed in order for the change that needs to occur, then it's a little less scary. Still a mess, still a hot mess, but a little less scary. Even that part in there where it says, you hope you will find the journey's end worth the hardships along the way. How lovely to get to the end of this particular lifetime and be able to look back and say, yeah, it was worth all the struggles. And these, however many very difficult times in my life, here's what I learned from them. Good morning, Janine. Glad you are here. So there was one more part here. Let's see, where is it? This part. I love this paragraph because to me, this speaks to the continuity of all of these levels and the weaving together of this fabric that we are all meant to be a part of, that we all are a part of, but not all of us realize it. Knowing that the road flows forward beyond your time of pilgrimage, just as it winds behind you through countless other lifetimes, fills you with a sense that you are a part of a great continuum. When I realized, and I can't remember where I read it or who was the author, but when I realized that I don't have to accomplish everything in this lifetime, there will be other shots at it, there was great relief with that. Great relief, because many of us, when we get to be in the third phase of our life, get a little frantic, feeling like I haven't done everything I wanted to do. I haven't had the opportunities. I haven't accomplished what I was here to accomplish, etc., etc. When you can come at it from that place of, there'll be more time. It may not, thank you, Cindy, for posting that. It may not be in this lifetime, but there'll be other opportunities. Your energy's not gonna die. You leave this physical vessel, but think about it. All of the cells that are operating in your body right now at some other point operated elsewhere. Maybe it was a cell in a plant that someone then ate that then became part of you. Maybe it was a ray of sunshine that shone down on one of the and manifested something within one of your ancestors. There's continuity, guys. There's continuity. And the more we pay attention to that continuity, I think many things happen. First of all, we feel that sense of being an integral part of this great continuum. We also then make some other choices. We are not abusive to Mother Earth the way we have been, and some still are. We are not abusive to our fellow humans. We can see the continuum, that we are connected all as one. That which you do to the least of my brother, that you do unto me. So how do we begin to feel more of that sense of continuum? I think even just framing up the concept, even just pondering the concept. Maybe you take a walk on that. I'm going to walk myself into the continuum of humanity. I'm going to walk myself into the continuum of all that is. Because I don't like to limit it just to humanity. There are many other sentient beings on this earth who deserve equal attention and support and love, etc. So, I love this starting out card. I just think this is such a great way to look at life. Again, there's that call there. You might think, why the hell am I doing this? But there's a call, there's a pull. Even when you have a bad day, what do? You go to bed, you sleep, you wake up, and you hopefully have some renewed energy and go at it again, right? So, for today, what I'd like you to do is ponder that continuum. Ponder that great one that you are a part of. See how able you are to feel yourself as an integral part of that entirety, okay? Connected to all of those who have come before you, connected to all of those who are here right now, connected to all of those who have yet to make their appearance on this earth. Just feeling into that. Take some time to just ponder it and see what comes up for you. If you want to put some things in the feed, that is awesome. But have a really good Saturday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.